ఓకే. శ్రీనివాస్ గారు ఓకేనా అండి? స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామా? వినిపించట్లేదండి.
స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామండి.
ఓకే. ఆల్రైట్. ఓకే అండి. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ ఎవ్రీవన్. వెల్కమ్ టు ద వీక్లీ రిఫ్రెషర్. నా పేరు సుమన్, CHDHC టీమ్ మెంబర్ని. అండ్ ఇవాళ మనతో అంకిత్ ఉన్నారు. గెస్ట్ గా ఇన్వైట్ చేసాం మనము అంకిత్ ని ఈ రిఫ్రెషర్ కి. సో అంకిత్ నాకు చాలా ఏళ్ళుగా పరిచయం, ఆల్మోస్ట్ 15 years గా పరిచయం నాకు అంకిత్. సో అంకిత్ ఈజ్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఎ ఫిల్మ్ మేకర్ అండి. He makes socially responsible films like waste గురించి కానీ, లైక్ మనం వేస్ట్ అంతా ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తుంది, ఎలా రీసైకిల్ అవుతుంది, ఇలాంటి వాటి మీద ఫిల్మ్స్ చేశారు. అండ్ షెపర్డ్స్ మీద ఇప్పుడు ఒక ఫిల్మ్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో హీస్ అ ఫిల్మ్ మేకర్, ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఫిల్మ్ మేకర్. ట్యూనింగ్ ఫోక్స్ అని ఒక ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఉంది. హీ మేక్స్ ఫిల్మ్స్ త్రూ దాట్ అండ్ కండక్ట్స్ ఫిల్మ్ మేకింగ్ వర్క్ షాప్స్. అదొక్కటే కాకుండా దట్స్ హిస్ ప్రొఫెషన్ సైడ్. ప్యాషన్ సైడ్ లో జీవన్ విద్యాని ఆల్మోస్ట్ 15 years గా తను జీవన్ విద్యతో ప్రయాణం చేస్తున్నారు. అండ్ ఢిల్లీలో అంకిత్ అండ్ హిస్ వైఫ్ మృదు మహాజన్, సో వాళ్ళిద్దరూ ఢిల్లీలో చాలా యాక్టివ్ గా జీవన్ విద్య ఇలానే ఇప్పుడు ఎలా అయితే మనం హైదరాబాద్ లో CHDHC అలాంటి వర్క్ చేస్తుందో అలాంటి వర్క్, అండ్ ఇంకా యాక్చువల్లీ సిస్టమ్స్ తో కూడా వర్క్ చేశారు వాళ్ళు, గవర్నమెంట్ సిస్టమ్స్ తోటి. అంటే ఢిల్లీ గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూల్స్ అన్నిటిలోకి హ్యాపీనెస్ కరిక్యులం అనేది ఒకటి తయారు చేశారు వాళ్ళు అండ్ టీమ్ మెంబర్స్ అందరూ కలిసి. జీవన్ విద్యని ఒక 5th grade లో చెప్తే ఎలా చెప్పాలి, 6th class లో ఎలా చెప్పాలి, 7th class లో ఎలా చెప్పాలి, అలా కరికులం ని తయారు చేశారు. అండ్ ఇట్స్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎడ్యుకేషన్ నౌ ఇన్ ఢిల్లీ స్టేట్. అండ్ అందులో యాక్టివ్ గా మృదు గాని అంకిత్ గాని ఇద్దరు చాలా యాక్టివ్ రోల్ ప్లే చేశారు. అండ్ మోర్ రీసెంట్లీ ఒక జీవన్ విద్య బేస్డ్ స్కూల్ పెడితే ఎలా ఉంటుంది అని మానవ్ తీర్థ్ అని ఒక ప్లేస్ లో స్కూల్ స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. దాని గురించి కూడా మీకు షేర్ చేస్తారు అంకిత్. సో రైట్ నౌ దే ఆర్ బిజీ రన్నింగ్ ద స్కూల్ అంటే ఎస్టాబ్లిషింగ్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఫ్యూ ఇయర్స్ గా రన్ అవుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు చాలా మంది కిడ్స్ ఉన్నారు. అండ్ యా, సో ఇట్స్ ఏ ప్రివిలేజ్ టు హ్యావ్ అంకిత్ విత్ అస్ అండ్ షేర్ హిస్ జర్నీ. ఎలా తనకి జీవన్ విద్య ఎలా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేటివ్ గా ఉండింది, దాన్ని ఎలా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశారు, ఇవన్నీ వాళ్ళ మనతో షేర్ చేసుకోవడానికి జాయిన్ అయ్యారు. సో థ్యాంక్స్ అంకిత్ ఫర్ జాయినింగ్. సో మీకు ఒక హెడ్సప్ ఏంటంటే అంకిత్ కి తెలుగు వాడే అంకిత్. అండ్ ఇంకోటి చెప్పడం మర్చిపోయాను, యాక్చువల్లీ గణేశం పోగులా గారని మనకి ఒక ఫ్యూ వీక్స్ బ్యాక్ మనకి స్ఫూర్తి సెషన్ లో వచ్చారు. పల్లె సృజన అనే ఆర్గనైజేషన్ రన్ చేస్తారు. లైక్ రూరల్ ఏరియాస్ లోకి వెళ్ళి ఇన్వెన్షన్స్ ని, లైక్ అక్కడ ఇన్వెంటర్స్ ని ఐడెంటిఫై చేయడము అలాంటివన్నీ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. సో గణేశం గారి అబ్బాయి అంకిత్ యాక్చువల్లీ. సో తెలుగు అతనే, కాకపోతే ఎక్కువ నార్త్ లో ఉన్నారు. సో కొంచెం తెలుగు టచ్ పోయింది. సో అర్థం చేసుకోగలుగుతారు. కొంచెం ఎక్కువ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఉండబోతుంది ఈ సెషన్ లో. సో అది ముందే మీకు హెడ్సప్ గా చెప్దాం అనుకున్నాను. సో కొంచెం ఇంగ్లీష్ ఎక్కువ యూజ్ చేస్తారు చెప్పేటప్పుడు, బట్ మీరు క్వశ్చన్స్ తెలుగులో అడగచ్చు. తనకి తెలుగు అర్థమవుతుంది. అండ్ హీ కెన్ రెస్పాండ్ ఇన్ తెలుగు ఆల్సో పార్ట్లీ. బట్ ఎంతైనా కొంచెం అంత ఇబ్బంది పడవచ్చు తెలుగులో. బట్ తను రావడం మనకి ముఖ్యము, తన ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్ షేర్ చేసుకోవాలి ముఖ్యం. చాలా వరకు మీ అందరికి కూడా ఇంగ్లీష్ అర్థమవుతుంది కాబట్టి స్టిల్ నేను ఇన్సిస్ట్ చేశాను రావాలి సెషన్ కి, షేర్ చేయాలి అని. సో అందుకని హీ జాయిన్ దిస్ సెషన్. So let's get started. So Ankit, it's over to you. Please. And thanks for joining this session. Thanks on behalf of all the participants, and looking forward to an interactive and an enriching session for us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Suman, and good morning to everyone. And thank you everyone at CHDHC for calling me. I've known మీరు these workshops run చేస్తున్నారు for some time. And డాడీ కూడా చెప్పిండ్రు, ఇంకా టాకింగ్ టు శ్రీనివాస్ గారు, ఇంకా సుమన్, గిరీష్ గారు, ఇంకా శివ, హరి. So we've been talking over the years. It's very nice that so many refresher workshops have been happening. So thank you for calling, and I'll share some work which I've been doing, and then we can talk about that. So Suman gave a nice disclaimer. My birth name Telugu ulla, కానీ డాడీ నాన్నగారు ఆర్మీలో ఉండే, అందుకే I spent most of my life in Delhi, Pune, and North India. Became Telugu by birth, but weak Telugu by speaking. So be compassionate towards my Telugu. Koncham break at the language skills. I can understand more. I can speak less. So I'll try and speak most in English. Our communication, the English look fluent only, and I'm hoping in some time I'll pick up more Telugu. So like Suman said, right now I live in a place called Chhattisgarh. Kotta institution only called Manav Teerth. It's 5 years old, 6 years old now. And Jeevan Vidya, Madhyadarshan, it's a place for studying that and for practicing that. So for many years, I did a lot of shivers, and we really liked the shivers. A lot of reflection in the చాలా clarity వచ్చింది. చాలా questions the answer వచ్చినాయి. In fact, answers I could understand completely initially, but I think the biggest thing was assurance వచ్చింది. ఒక assurance వచ్చింది that clarity is possible, happiness is possible, and happiness and harmony is possible within myself. Family తో కూడా అవుతుంది, సొసైటీలో కూడా happiness, harmony ఉండొచ్చు, ఇంకా even with nature. ఇవన్నీ possible ఉన్నాయి. This is not something I thought would happen. I thought at any point of time ఒకటి sacrifice చేయాలి for happiness. And it's possible, and all of this together, are a coexistence shabd we keep listening to. So last 15 years, I came across Jeevan Vidya, and then I've been just doing that. So today I thought I will just share a bit of my journey, what I've been doing, and the topic we also thought of today, as I discussed with Suman, is study and practice. That adhyan inka abhyasa. We all are doing both of it in many different ways. And Meer Guru, every week you are discussing this. You must be discussing this only, how we are studying all of this and how we are practicing all of this. So I also believe that మీరందరూ ఇది ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ క్లారిటీ కూడా ఉండాలి, ఇంకా లివింగ్ లో కూడా రావాలి. దానికోసం మీరు ప్రయాసం చేస్తున్నారు. So within that context, I will share some bit of how I see it and what I've been part of. There are some few pointers in Jeevan Vidya Madhyadarshan which I found very helpful. 5 parts of some practice. So I will just share that as well. So I'll just start a bit with my journey. Nanagaru army lo unde, andike I've been brought up all around India. My family was also a typical Telugu family. Other engineers unnaru, lekunte doctors unnaru. So the question was, will you become an engineer or a doctor? And I somehow felt I wanted to do something else. I was very interested in society, societal change, gavale, societal equality undale, small things. You see a beggar, you feel bad. Beggars war enduku aitundi, ఇంకా క్లారిటీ కావాలి, కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉండొద్దు, అట్లాంటి ఏముండే. So after my 12th, I decided to take up humanities in Pune. I was studying there, and in parallel, I started writing for newspapers. In fact, na class 12 board results late వచ్చినాయి. Na Indian Express నుంచి na salaries దాని నుంచి వచ్చినాయి. I started working for Indian Express as soon as I gave my class 12 boards. So that was very good. I somehow really enjoyed writing, thinking that good views should go through newspapers and media. Then tarvata I did my mass communication. I felt media to social change what I want adi ostudi. I got trained to be a documentary filmmaker. Delhi lo I finished my masters in mass communication. Alongside that, I got exposed to a lot of NGOs, a lot of societal NGOs working on environment, on street children, on plastic, on society, on equality, on various issues, education. I met so many organizations, social organizations. ఇంకా around the same time, Nanagaru village nunchi unde. My village is about 100 kilometers from Hyderabad. So once in a while, we would keep going there. And I was very fascinated by village. I really wanted to travel and spend some time. So I got selected in an exchange program, and I spent 3 months in a village in Uttarachal, Teri Garhwal. Those 3 months spending in the village, my mottam ideas, what we call preconditioning now, assumption, They all changed. What I thought would be development, I wanted to make India a superpower like America very soon, but they all changed. What is development? How people think is happiness? How people can live with nature? అది మొత్తం చేంజ్ అయింది. దాని తర్వాత I came back and I started working in documentary films. I did not join any media house. I started freelancing, but I started doing more work with social organizations and a lot of work with youth. I felt that I went through so much of confusion as a young person. Identity conflict unde, families lo conflict unde, friends to conflict unde. You see someone doing better than you feel depressed. You see someone doing less than you feel happy. Atla ante, why should confidence be relative? Why should I look at someone and feel better, look at someone feel bad? Atla undotchu. I want a steady, stable confidence. Kani, how to get there? లేకుంటే అప్పుడు while roaming with a lot of NGO organizations, I looked on a lot, Ladakh నుంచి గుజరాత్, చాలా మూవ్మెంట్స్, ఆందోళన్ అన్ని చూసా. Then came across Jeevan Vidya. And slowly I was also gravitating towards education. I felt that deep work cheyale ante deep work cheyale ante actions మీద deep work అవుతుందా లేకుంటే thoughts mindsets లో deep work అవుతుందా? And it became clear that deeper work happens on mindset and thought, not on actions. So sustainable work gavali, sustainable change gavali, only on lifestyle and action, but also focus on thought, on mindset. So that work we started doing. I got introduced to Jeevan Vidya and this organization called SID, Society for Integrated Development of Himalaya in the hills. And after that, a different journey started. Earlier, I had more doubts. After that, I had more curiosity. Earlier, I thought I was more confused. I had more clarity. Earlier, I was doubtful about can things become better. After Jeevan Vidya, I don't think things have become better right away, but I'm assured that things will become better. I feel that there are answers. I feel there's a way. And wherever harmony, happiness needs to happen, it can happen. And the root is development of human consciousness. Root is development of a mindset. That is the key thing. So with that is how I started. Last 15 years, I've spent time in different places. So I just have few photographs to share of different parts of my living, and then I'll just get on to my presentation also. I think I have co-host, right? So, yeah. Suman, my audio is okay?
Yeah, బాగుంది. All good.
Okay. Thank you. Great. Okay, I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, visible.
Okay. So right now I live at Madhavdeep. Like Suman said, it's a center for study and practice of Madhya Pradesh and Jeevan Vidya in Chhattisgarh. And my work is I've been a filmmaker. I've been making films and also teaching films. That's been a passion. Tried to make some films which can make people think. Most films are for entertainment. These films are to try and make people think wider, to think how life can be. I've also been teaching films a lot. I feel people can make much better films, so I can just teach them and then they will do on their own. So Himachal, in a very beautiful place called Deer Park Institute, we used to run a lot of workshops. Then a passion, like Suman said, has also been working on education. So Jeevan Vidya, on basis of Jeevan Vidya, I've been working on education and designing some content, curriculum content. So education, should it be restricted to small classrooms or it should be also go out in the mainstream and create new models? So Delhi government law, Manish Sisodia was familiar with Jeevan Vidya. When he came into power, he wanted Jeevan Vidya to be part of the Delhi education curriculum. We made then the happiness curriculum. It's the world's first happiness curriculum. It's based on Jeevan Vidya. So this is our cell members. We all were part of something called Cell for Human Values and Transformative Learning. It was a very good experience. I got a very good understanding that how social change can happen through education. What are the different steps? And here on basis of Jeevan Vidya, we all have done a shiver. We made classroom material, named textbooks. Students don't have textbooks. Teachers have handbooks. The classes are based on stories, activities, discussions. So it started off with almost 1,000 schools in Delhi in 2018. Very big exercise, very challenging, but at least we thought that it's a good step. In 10, 20, 30 years, more better work will happen. So that was a big high point for me, creating the happiness curriculum. So I was part of designing the happiness curriculum and also taking some sessions. And now I live at Manavdeep. It's a 100-acre farm in Chhattisgarh. Very quiet riverside, only chala quiet. We have a youth program. A lot of young people from around India, like you can see here, come to study Jeevan Vidya and also practice it, live it. So they do farming. They work in Goshala. They work in the kitchen. We grow a lot of our own vegetables. We have our own milk. Some vegetables we have to buy from the market. A lot of our grain, rice, inkandi, melkande, grow chestam. These are some of the youth students we work with. So every year there are some young people, 10 to 15, they join and they stay for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. We're doing long-term programs where people can stay for 1 year, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and also understand the philosophy, and also be able to live and practice it. So big focus here has been abhyas. How do we get it into our living? That has been, and how to create a good environment where that can happen. So people are there from all India, from north to Maharashtra to central India. Most of the workshops here happen in Hindi. That's the language of communication. And we're also running a school here called Prerna Vidyalaya. Prerna Vidyalaya is a small school till class 11th. Till now, we have about 300 students. And the idea is to run a school in the light of Jeevan Vidya philosophy. How can we run a mainstream school? So the students are learning subjects, but the focus is also on discipline. The focus is also on culture. Focus is also on developing a very good mindset so that people have good conduct. Acharanlo, conduct lo, koncham Dan lo result lavale. Dan kosa we have started doing work. So it's been 4 years, 5 years since we started Prerna Vidyalaya. We also run a hostel of 50 children, people from different Jeevan Vidya families. They've sent their children here. So we're very busy. And me and my wife, Mridu, she's not a Telugu, she is from Delhi. We both have been living in Manavdeep. We have 2 children. The elder one is a girl. She's 9 boy, 10 years. Harani and Harman. They both live with us and they go to Prerna Vidyalaya. So we also feel, for children especially, in Mankutam, the environment is very good. Every day morning, wake up, do exercise and go to the field, come back, and go to school. Everyone does their work. So very strong discipline, very strong schedule, working on that. I always like working with young people. Here I've got a chance to work at a long-term level with young people. So I'll just start off on some points. I thought I'll put them on slides. It will just maybe easier. Many of you are familiar with some of this content. We're all studying Jeevan Vidya, but what are we trying to do actually with it? So somewhere if I ask myself, why am I studying Jeevan Vidya? I feel somewhere there are 2 places where I feel I want some happiness. There are 2 places where I feel I want some harmony. One is within myself and one is outside. We discuss Chestan every week. And how do I do that? I've been trying many different things, but Jeevan Vidya gives some proposal. It seems to make sense, and we do that. So harmony and happiness within, harmony, happiness outside. So we have some content. We have heard a shiver. We've heard some content by A. Nagaraji, and it makes sense to us. And we try and practice it in our life. I saw some of the sessions you've done on health and shopping and many other things also. So all of you are also trying to do practice of that. So if you look at our life, where there are these 4 dimensions. One is my thinking part, which is called Vichar. We think. If you ask me that Ankit rape Hyderabad so I'll think that will I be able to come? Should I come? I've not done any action in my head. I'm thinking, I'm processing. So one part of it is thinking. Thinking lo vichar lo ne anni ma conditionings untayi, ma emotions untayi, ma assumptions untayi. Clarity gudu akkane untadi. And one part of my life is vyavhar, behavior with other human beings. How we talk, we take care of each other, we teach each other. I also learn from others in family, in society, in friends. There is behavior between human and human being. And there's work, there's karya which is to do with nature, uh, which I do to get what I want from nature. Like we do farming, we make computers, any our computer, mobile, laptops come from nature. And all these three are somewhere doing so that there's also clarity. There is also Vastavikta existence. The knowledge should come inside me, which you're calling as Anubhav, the understanding of reality. At that time, there is no preconditioning in me. There is only clarity. There is only, I only see reality. I don't have any assumptions after this. So we want to reach that stage of complete clarity. We don't want any confusion with us. Then we're also doing practice at all these three levels. We are practicing at the level of vichar. We're trying to make our mind cleaner, better, not get distracted. We're also trying to do better vyavhar. We're trying to do better behavior, trying to keep our feelings stable, trying to reflect that it's not that the other one is wrong. I also could have done something wrong and trying to better my behavior. And there's also level of work, trying to live more environment friendly, trying to take care of nature. I'm not only thinking of my needs, I'm also thinking of nature can be preserved. So these three aspects of our living, it would run actually. Our thinking, our behavior and work, our vichar, vyavhar and karya. And we want Anubhav, and with Anubhav, our Vichar, Vyavhar, and Karya will also become steady, will also become good, will become harmonious. This is the core thing which Jeevan Vidya we've been working on, these four aspects of our life, and they're interconnected. Vichar is very key. What is in my mind automatically comes in my living. So if someone thinks that traffic light is important, traffic policemen unte lekunte, they will stop at the red light. But if someone thinks that traffic light is not important, so there's no policeman, they will go by, and if there's a policeman, they'll stop because of fear of challan or fine. So a small example like a traffic red light at a signal crossing in any city, we can see that if something is in our mind, then we will do it if we believe in it. If not, then we will just bypass it whenever we can. So the core aspect is also working on our thought vichar. And what is in vichar will automatically come on vyavhar and automatically come in our karya. So this is Anubhav where we have to get. And for this, we also do some practice. Some of your sessions are all about this only, from what I gathered, so what I shared. I think that is very good. A lot of reflection on every aspect, from health to how we live to how we work. So three abhyasas have been shared in Jeevan Vidya. There's level of abhyas at the level of thought, abhyas at the level of behavior, abhyas at the level of work. So last few years, a major pursuit for me has been that Jeevan Vidya content is very good, but how do we live it? How do we practice it? I'm seeing it in my behavior, in my work. So what is the good balance of that? So one thing we can see that as we are going ahead more and more, we also want a good environment where we can do these practices. So even this morning, Sunday morning, 1.5 hours, everyone is meeting is also creating an environment, a vatavaran, where we can get inputs for this, and it helps us, maintain our reflection, our manan for the rest of the week. So what I wanted to share today was some aspects of the practice doing, but also what good aspects of practice can be. So there are three very interesting niyamas or practices which have been suggested in Jeevan Vidya, and they're very very helpful. And these are right now what we practice. After knowledge, they become sahaj, they become effortless for us. So one is the level of thought only, which is the level of vichar. They're called bodhik niyama. One is the level of behavior. They're called samajik niyama. And then level with nature, they're called prakritik niyama. So what can I practice at the level of my thought? What I can practice at the level of society? So today I'll just share a bit about the bodhik niyamas. I'll just share some of them, and then we can then talk a bit more. Societal niyamas are some which we will not go into much today, but they are to do with three niyamas, to do with man-woman relationship, having a balance in society, having right livelihood. Our sustainability also should be something which is societally beneficial and also for environment. So that's about Samajik Niyam. And so how should we live in society where there's a balance, and how should we live in nature where there is a balance? These two refer to Samajik and Prakritik. But today I thought I'll share about these five niyamas, which I found very helpful for me. And as we're discussing so many aspects of trust and respect and affection and looking at some activities within the self, I feel these five Bautic Niyamas have also suggestions for a good practice while we're doing our study. So first one is, there is no order, there is just all five. So one is affection, or my feeling towards them the moment I meet them. Right now there are, please let me know if my internet goes unstable. I just got a message that my internet is unstable. I'll just switch the video for 2 minutes off. Yeah. So a very common example is that I have children. I have two children in the house, and when another child comes, do I look at the child with the same feeling as I look at my child, or differently? So we can see that how my sneha, my affection towards others is, towards people around me, be it family members, be it people in society. That is affection. That is sneha. So this is one practice. I found this a very interesting practice, that how do I practice steady feeling? Now, sneha doesn't mean I go and take care of everyone. I can only take care of my family. But sneha does not mean action. Sneha means feeling. At the level of my feeling itself, how do I feel with others, with any human being I meet? Am I able to see how similar they are to me? Am I able to see Alguru, cells Unaru? They also want to be happy at all levels. And they also will be happy through clarity and through good living, not through anything else. Then there is knowledge, which is Vidya. So at the mindset level, I'm also looking at clarity. My behavior should
Ankit, I think కొంచెం ఇంటర్నెట్ వీక్ ఉన్నట్టుంది. మేబీ వీడియో ఆఫ్ చేస్తేనే బెటర్.
Okay, Suman. Yeah. Thank you. So is it better now, Suman?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. And the Wi-Fi might just be going up and down. So in my head is also humility. There is, right now, most people think that whatever they've done is because of them only. But I have not made the language I'm using. I have not made the computer I'm using. There is 1,000-2,000 years of work which society has done, because of which I'm here right now. And what I'm learning also, I've learned from others. So there's always the thing that I'm part of a big human tradition. In Dharti Lo, in Prithvi Nida, so many people have worked for our well-being, and knowing that makes me feel humble, makes me feel transparent, makes me want to continue what humans have done well. So the feeling is of saralta, of humility. Then I also have a feeling of trust towards others, which is I'm fearless. Adhaita only. That is also one practice. Right now we tend to doubt first and trust later, but we start looking at trust, and gradually we head towards feeling fearlessness. Right now, a lot of our sense of fear is coming from something will get stolen, or we will lose something, either money or position, or how people look at me. So gradually my sense of myself deepens, and I develop trust towards others. And the last one also is that in terms of material, right now, all young people, they just feel that they want to get as much money as possible so they can use. And the goal of life is accumulation. Goal of life is just buy mobile phones, buy cars, travel the world. So that has a limitation. You've all seen, or you all have been discussing it also. But in my mindset, what is my relationship with material actually? What is my relationship with this physical material I see? Do I see it as a medium? Actually, that all this material is a medium. It's not a goal. This computer is a medium to interact with you. The notebook is a medium to write and make my notes. This earpiece is a medium to hear and communicate. ఉంటుంది.
Ankit, again, it's freezing. Maybe video off mode look help out a bit.
Sure. So Asangra is that, is non-accumulation. What really touched me was that నాలో త్యాగం భావం కూడా లేదు. ఐ డోంట్ హావ్ టు సాక్రిఫైస్. ఇంకా కన్జ్యూమరిజం భావం కూడా లేదు. ఇట్ ఈస్ మీడియం అండ్ ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు కలెక్ట్ అన్నెసెసరీలీ. సో మైండ్ సెట్ లో ఐ హ్యావ్ వాట్ ఐ నీడ్, బట్ ఐమ్ నాట్ అటాచ్ టు ఇట్. అది అసంగ్రహ ఉంటుంది. ఐ ఫైండ్ ఇట్ అ వెరీ బ్యూటిఫుల్ ప్రాక్టీస్ ఆల్సో mentally. So I thought I'll just share a bit about sneha and affection and something I went through in my journey. There's a very interesting incident which happened with me, which made me realize on what affection means and what how I look at people and what happens with the level of mindset. Once I was going in a bus and with some students. I was one of the teachers in that bus, and there was this side. Then one side is a single seat, one side there were two seats. We were about 25, 30 people in a small bus. So I was in a single seat, sitting on left side of the bus, and all students were sitting on the right side of the two-seaters. When I at a shop, we stopped to have tea. We all got down. When I came back, a girl had taken the single seat of mine. That girl, she came and now seat in the kuchongi. She did not ask me, and she was a student. When I saw that, I got very upset. I was like, why is the student sitting on my seat? Teacher, I was the facilitator. I was not part of the school. It was a youth group. I was leading that youth. I got very angry and then last seat with the coaching. And then I was dealing with my anger. That why did she sit? She should have told me she wanted to sit. And I was just mulling over that. And after 25-30 minutes, I laughed. I don't know what happened. So in 20-25 minutes, I went through a very serious internal anger, which led to reflection and which led to me finding the situation so funny. I first was upset that why did she sit in my seat? Then I asked myself, why did I get upset if she sat on my seat? I kept asking myself. I said that I don't know. And then it came to me that if she had asked me that, Ankit, Anna, can I sit on your seat? I would have given it to her. So then I realized the issue is not about seat. The issue is that she did not ask me. Then I realized that actually the issue is about respect. I felt I was not respected by her. And when I did not feel respected by her, my feeling towards her became negative. So I then laughed out. And this all happened in 25-30 minutes. And then it made me realize what is bhava. Bhava relationships to empathy. It can change in a second and it can make things look very negative. And within 1 second, it can make things look very positive as well. So it can completely change. So it just, our incident changed my understanding of how human relationships are, and how critical bhav is. The moment my bhav became normal, I could interact again. But those 30 minutes, I could not talk to anyone. So then I realized that before behavior with anyone, how important it is for a steady bhav. And my mind lone aim aitadi, aim khichdi tayar chestunam, preconditioning undi with relationships, etc. And that day onwards, I felt that till now, if I done Inka Dantavada Guru, I tried some more experiments, and then I'll put the video also sometime soon. And if it doesn't work, I'll put it off. That I realized that bhav or feeling of affection, the entire important in me. The moment now my bhav goes back towards someone. First, if my bhav went back towards you and you got to know, I will feel bad. Mundu emaitundante aa bhav is gone bad internally. కానీ మీకు తెలీదు అంటే నా కోసం బాగుంటుంది. మీకు తెలిసి అంటే నాకు ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది. But after some time, what happened was that even if how goes bad and you don't know, I am still unhappy with myself. one day that realization that now if my bhav internally goes bad, I only suffer, I only become sad. So then I realized that actually it's not about how much the other one knows that my bhav is good or bad, my feeling is good or bad towards that person. If my bhav goes internally bad also, it's misery, it's dukha for me. So that day onwards, I shifted my attention to seeing that the other people, what they think about me, to me, what feeling I have towards them. And the moment now I feel my bhav goes bad, I become very unhappy. The other one in front of me knows or does not know, now does not matter. It is just that steadiness of that bhav. And then I realized that we need that feeling inside us to be constant, where I'm not feeling negativity towards the person. There will be disagreement untadi. I'll be only able to tell you, and then we can discuss that. There will be disagreement, there will be different differences. There will be all of that. Good bhav ante, I'll agree with everything. That should not happen. But I realized that the moment I started working on bhav, on sneh, two things happened. Firstly, I was able to live with people much better. I developed more faith in conflict resolution. I realized that bhav internally, even if you and I disagree, I will be able to talk very easily. But if my bhav is not good towards you, I cannot even look you in the eye. I mean, eye is going to, we will not be able to match with each other because either kopam unde or sadness undotsu. So then my complete focus shifted to working on my bhav. And now I find that last 5-7 years, there is so much of trust in or faith in having this feeling of sneh or affection towards people that I'm working a lot on that. That's part of my very solid personal practice. Everyone will work on different levels. And I realized that it's helped me in many tough situations. And also it has built the confidence in me that if there is steady bhav, I can tell the person that, look, we will solve this issue. I am with you and I want to be with you and I want to continue this relationship. So my focus is towards resolution, towards samadhan, not towards conflict. So I found sneh or affection as a practice, as a body name, very strong and very helpful. And a lot of blocks in relationships it has opened up. When I work with young people also, they often say that how do I deal with disagreements? వాడు ఎట్లా చేస్తున్నారు నేను ఎట్లా చేస్తున్నా మమ్మీ డాడీ ఇది అంటారు నాకు ఇది కావాలి నా ఫ్రెండ్ అది అంటారు నాకు అట్లా చేయాలి. And I said that all that will always happen. No two people will also like the same cup of tea. ఒక హస్బెండ్ వైఫ్ కూడా 40 years 50 years తర్వాత కూడా maybe someone wants more sugar, someone wants less sugar. కానీ భావ్ స్నేహది ఫీలింగ్ స్టడీ ఉంటే ఇది అన్ని డిఫరెన్సెస్ అంతా పెద్దగా ఉండదు. కానీ ఇది ఫీలింగ్ చేంజ్ అయితే కొన్ని హాఫ్ స్పూన్ షుగర్ కూడా ఎక్స్ట్రా కావాలి అది చాలా పెద్ద ఇష్యూ అయిపోతుంది. సో దాట్ హెస్ బీన్ అ వెరీ స్ట్రాంగ్ పర్సనల్ ప్రాక్టీస్ అండ్ ఇట్స్ ప్రాక్టీస్ ఇన్ లివింగ్. సో that is something I've been working on a lot on affection and sneh and ensuring that internally before I meet anyone or even if I don't meet anyone or if I met someone for 50 years, for so many years of my life, for them my feeling is steady. I look at them as also people who want to become better as I want to become better. They will also have some gaps. I also have some gaps. They also have some strength. I also have some strength. But I feel it gave me a lot of confidence in my relationships. It gave me a lot of confidence in dealing with people, even if we have disagreements. And otherwise we have groups, you know, మీరు కూడా జీవన్ విద్య చేస్తాను, నేను కూడా చేస్తా, మేము ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉన్నాం. మీరు కూడా క్యాపిటలిస్ట్ ఉన్నాను, నేను కూడా క్యాపిటలిస్ట్ ఉన్నా, మేము ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉంటాం. ఆర్ యూ ఆల్సో బిలీవ్ ఇన్ గాంధీ, ఐ ఆల్సో బిలీవ్ ఇన్ గాంధీ. ఆర్ యూ బిలీవ్ ఇన్ పొలిటికల్ పార్టీ, ఐ బిలీవ్ ఇన్ సేమ్ పొలిటికల్ పార్టీ. అట్లా అంటే మా మ్యాచింగ్ ఇప్పుడు ఆన్ బేసిస్ ఆఫ్ థాట్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి, ఇజమ్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి. ఐ థింక్ దట్ డిజాల్వ్స్. సో ఐ థాట్ అది హెల్ప్ చేసింది టు రీచ్ టు వెరీ వైడ్ లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ people across different thoughts and be able to meet them. So that is one very strong practice I found very helpful and just became practicing that internal steadiness of bhav. That while meeting someone, before meeting someone, after meeting someone, my bhav is steady. If something is not going right also, my bhav does not change and then I behave or interact with the person. So So that has been a strong practice. Vidya inka knowledge always was there. I always wanted answers. Uh, that how will society become better? How will things become better? Why is there poverty? People sad into kondunaru. Why aren't marriages or relationships working out? And inka for young people, there should be clarity of confidence, of clarity of purpose, inko career identity conflict in enter untadi adi kuda undొచ్చు. So that has been a practice. Um, but one more practice I want to talk about is also thing of humility, saralta. Adi kuda naaku చాలా has been very helpful for me. For many years, I thought that I only know more. More people don't know around me. Very arrogant, ahankar antunnadu kada. So I was very arrogant that people don't understand much. I only know a lot. Uh, as a young person, most people think that, but slowly I started realizing that how important gratitude is, how important is the feeling that there are people who've always worked for human beings. I feel that after I became a parent, నేను ఒక ఫాదర్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత దాని తర్వాత I start respecting my father. That is not a good situation. If I become a parent and only after that I recognize నా డాడీ మమ్మీ గురు నా కోసం ఎంత చేసిండ్రు, నా చిన్న పిల్లలు ఉన్నాడు, we can't even move, ఇంకా I'm taking so much care of that person. And when I'm doing this care, then I realize, oh, so how much my father took care of me also. So I feel I should not come to that situation and then see that, oh, the other also did for me. That should happen before me. I should be able to see that. Even if I don't become a parent, I should recognize that parents have a very big role. So Atlante, I feel that a practice has been to see that every aspect of my life is connected with so many people. People I've seen, people I've not seen for thousands of years. And language, the computer we use, the mobile phone I'm using, all of it is coming from society. To see that people are working for well-being, a lot of things are not going right, but I'm part of that. And I feel that I'm part of a very big sea or a river which is flowing. And I'm part of that and I'm part to make it better. So Atlante imagination చేసి అట్లాంటి mind లో ఒక ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసి I felt I'm part of a bigger flow which is trying to also make itself better. Earth మీద కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్ ఎక్కువ అయినాయి, నేచర్ డ్యామేజ్ ఎక్కువ అయింది, కానీ that has to become better. But being part of a bigger flow, but there are other people also who are making things happen, not just me. There are other people because of which things are happening good in me also. That has made me feel also humble. That has made me feel gratitude. I felt that I'm thankful. So Danton also, I think it helps arrogance, reduction of arrogance, and it helps in a feeling level also. So now I feel that and I'm also able to recognize and appreciate other people whom I may not agree with also. You know, someone's working in some other philosophy, someone's working in things which I don't feel is good, or someone working in a polluting industry. But I also feel everyone's part of a bigger web. We're all living together. So I find that just imagining a mind job like cheste, I feel I'm part of a very big flow of the human civilization. And దాంతో కొంచెం హ్యూమిలిటీ ఇంకా సరళత కూడా I feel has come in, which helps in living because I'm able to listen better to people. I feel we're able to listen better. We're able to also communicate better. We also appreciate. We think that other people have something to say. It's not just me who has clarity. So these are some of the aspects of saralta or humility which I feel has come. I've done a lot of work with young people. It has been one big focus of mine, and I feel one thing which they really lack is also humility. And I thought, why do they lack humility? Enduku వాళ్ళకి కొంచెం arrogance ఉంటుంది. If you see films, it's all about looking cool, indifferent ఉండాలి, కొంచెం arrogant కూడా ఉండాలి. People should come to you. I should not go to people. I'm not dependent on anyone. అట్లాంటి ఫీలింగ్స్ చాలా ఫిల్మ్స్ లో కూడా ఉంటాయి, and young people try to copy it also. But I find that why is there a gap? Why are young people not feeling humble or not feeling gratitude? Is somewhere they're also missing seeing people of good conduct. They feel అంటే మంచి మాట్లాడే అంటే చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు, కానీ మంచి లివింగ్ అవ్వాలి అంటే చాలా అవి దట్స్ నాట్ దేర్. So they hear many people who talk very well, but they're not seeing people who live very well. అది కొంచెం గ్యాప్ వచ్చింది. It's a bit unfortunate. దానికోసం, because of that, young generation does not have much of trust or confidence. Many children I know, many young people I know, they don't want to get married. They అనుకుంటారు నాన్నగారు ఇంకా అమ్మ, if they're not in a good relationship, if the relationship is not steady, it's not harmonious, then why should we get married? So because of that, then there's arrogance and no relationship works out. Money, there's a lot of reliance on money. Mottam identity grows based on money. But once they start seeing these aspects from a young age, when they see that if people, we are able to create a better environment for our children, when they feel they're able to get something more positive, appudu I think they'll also undergo humility. They'll also start feeling humble. Until then, they're bound to feel arrogant. Yeah. So it's I feel that with young people also, that slowly what we need to give them is a better environment, not just in conversation, not just good words, but genuinely how to be confident within, how to feel trust, how to become a happier person. Otherwise, they're just dependent on material to do that. Yes. So I thought I'll just share a bit of this. Vidya, knowledge, everyone is familiar. That is about clarity. And fearlessness, trust is about then
Ankit, it's breaking a bit.
Yeah. So these are five of the. Yeah, switched off the video. So these are five of the practices of Bhautik Niyamas. I wanted to share a bit on the aspect of saralta and of humility, and the aspect of sneh, affection. And over the years, with Jeevan Vidya, as it's expanding, their curriculum is getting built, their institution is getting built, their schools are getting built. Gradually, we're looking at good livelihood phase of how people can get good livelihood through farming, through other things as well. A big thing is also to how internally also become much stronger in the practice. So one last thing I want to share is that I find that one of the best ways of practice is actually taking responsibility. That ever the responsibility తీసుకుంటే దాని తర్వాత నా practice is lived. It is not theoretical. అది intellectual అప్పుడు కాదు. So if I take responsibility of a child, I take responsibility of a school, I take responsibility of even a meeting or someone else, I think that has been a very good way of being able to put to test what I've understood. Then whatever I'm thinking, ever the responsibility తీసుకున్న తర్వాత while living అది టెస్ట్ కూడా అవుతుంది. అది టెస్ట్ అయితే then I get to know ఇది వర్క్ అవుతుందా, ఇది వర్క్ కాదా, and then I become more sharper, more better at things. So one of the big things I've realized, which I now feel I share with everyone also, with all the people we're working with, is that whenever we have to move study to practice, one of the best ways is to take some responsibility. When we take responsibility, then we also automatically become humble, because results overnight run. They take some time to happen. Anything. Also, we are running a school or I'm helping someone. So that is another thing I find that plugs the gap between study and practice. And one last thing I find that a big help thing between study and practice is good environment. We all have to choose environments which are helpful for us, which are good for a mindset, which are good for a behavior, which are good to live with nature. This group I feel also is one Vatavaran. So that is another very important call to make. And I feel even with a lot of young people I work with right now, I tell them that Vatavaran is important. Sangati, or what friend circle we are in, that's very important, because that's what creates the conditioning in our head. So it's important that we also become responsible and focus on how what I surround myself with. Whom do I spend time with? What kind of people do I with? What kind of conversations do I have? So if that also is there, then that becomes better. Yes. So I thought that I'll just share this much. We can discuss a bit more. We can have some question answers. And I have a short video of Manavti where we are right now. We did some youth camp. It is just a short video on that. I thought I'll just share that, and then we can move for some questions. Suman, should I play the video now?
Yeah, sure, Ankit.
Okay, just 1 minute. Just clean video this one. So a lot of my learnings of on practice have been, since I've come to Manav Teeth, earlier in Delhi it was a lot about building curriculum, but now since I've come to Manav Teeth, a lot of focus is on practice. So we've also started doing some youth camps now here to just get to talk to young people more about study and practice and how to plug that gap. So I'll just play a short video of 2.5 minutes. It is just on some photographs and some videos of the camps we do and the work we do with young people here. Some bit of it is in Hindi, some bit of it is in English. Suman, is the screen visible?
Yes, we can see.
So this is just a small teaser of short film only over the youth camp we did last year in December in 2021.
There is no sound. I think it has to be shared with sound.
Okay, I think that option didn't get selected. 1 minute, I'll just share it again.
Yeah.
Okay, it should come down. Is it there now?
Yeah, now we
Yes,
hear
yes.
this one.
Sure. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, so just a short video on the work we've been doing with young people. We've been talking a lot to them about living also. What is marriage, what is career, what are relationships. So just a small glimpse of that. And also working with nature. So all the three abhyasas we have tried to implement here of thought, of behavior, and of work. Right. Okay, I thought I'll just share this, and then maybe if anyone has something, we can discuss that. Any questions or any comments?
So yeah, whoever has any questions or want to interact with Ankit, please feel free to me hand raise cheste, then can take up one by one. Giri garu. Okay.
Okay, yeah, nice, Ankit. Good to see you live with our program. So happy to have you. So yeah, one compliment actually. So which made me also think and wanted to share my opinion and maybe take some of your suggestion also. So one thing that you said is bhav, right? So bhav is something that we have to have towards the other person, without which we ourselves are in trouble. So that is one, and there can be disagreements, which you said, right? So yeah, disagreements are there because the way we work, or the way we interact could be different, and there could be disagreements in that. But bhav is still the same. But sometimes what made me think was maybe this bhavamu antam kada. So adi అది మనల్ని ఓవర్టేక్ చేయదు. ఈ డిసగ్రిమెంట్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో అది మనల్ని ఓవర్టేక్ చేస్తుంది, రైట్? సో ఆ డిసగ్రిమెంట్స్ వల్ల మన భావం చెడిపోతుంది, రైట్? సో అందుకని అది ఆ డిసగ్రిమెంట్స్ వల్ల భావం అంటే అది ఏమవుతుందంటే డిసగ్రిమెంట్స్ ని మన భావాన్ని ఓవర్టేక్ చేసేసి అది భావాన్ని చెడగొట్టేసి మన రిలేషన్షిప్ ని చెడిపోతుంది. సో ఇది యాక్చువల్లీ లైక్ ఇదే యాక్చువల్గా మేబీ మిస్సింగ్, అండ్ ద థింగ్ దట్ యు ఆర్ వర్కింగ్ ఆన్, లైక్ ప్రాక్టీస్ అండ్ it will help ani anipistundi. So good, actually. So that is what I kind of wanted to share. And inkokati maybe a suggestion from you that is needed is your experiences with Delhi government happiness curriculum. So daniki mem ikkada evanna cheyocha, like maybe how do we get involved, maybe with designing a curriculum kani, లేకపోతే గవర్నమెంట్ తో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయ్యి దిస్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో సంథింగ్ దట్ వీ కెన్ లుక్ ఎట్. సో వాట్ వీ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్ ఆర్ తెలంగాణ ఆర్ ఏపీ కెన్ డూ, ఎస్పెషలీ గెటింగ్ దిస్ ఇన్ టు తెలుగు కరికులం లో తీసుకురావడానికి మేమేమన్నా చేయొచ్చా? అండ్ ఇఫ్ అట్ ఆల్ వీ కెన్ డూ, వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ సజెషన్ ఆన్ దట్?
Yes, Girigaru, thank you. I'm also very happy to be here today. So it's good to see you also here. I completely agree with you, even on the bhav thing. In fact, my conclusion is that if there is disagreement, there are two ways of solving it. One is that whoever is more powerful will make the other one understand or submit that you are right. So I'm the bigger person in a relationship by age or by power or by wealth or whatever. And koncham hierarchies will untadi. So one way of solving a conflict is that I am more powerful, that's why you have to listen to me. Second thing of solving the conflict, I feel that, like what you said, that if the bhav is steady, then we can dialogue. And agreement, disagreement, then is not that big an issue. But if bhav is not steady, even a small thing can become such a big issue. So in my confidence is also coming from having practiced that for some years. Completely, I agree with you. And with happiness curriculum, I can share sometime also. It was interesting. It was a first time experiment, very challenging. And they also, happiness curriculum, most people think is about pedagogy. But you are also aware of it, that right now what is missing is not interesting tools and techniques of teaching people. What is missing is that the content is only not there. Like, where is the child learning about how to remain confident in life? Where is the child learning a relationship with problem vaste etla address cheyale? Where is the child learning that? Where is the child learning how to select a good life partner? Adi ekkadne levu adi what we call understanding of life, what we doing dealing in Jeevan Vidya. So ade nemu happiness curriculum techi techinam. Sad part in India, a lot of people still think happiness curriculum is about pedagogy. So we are telling people that if you have the perspective, then pedagogy మేము ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాం. Perspective ఉంటే pedagogy మంచిగా ఉంటుంది. So Girigaru, wherever they've done a shiver, after that they've done happiness curriculum lectures, the difference has been very high. But most people, if they've not done a shiver and then they're doing happiness curriculum, after a while it's become mechanical. So that's been interesting for us to know that where we need to work is also perspective, and teachers are very creative. Motivate ay tarvata, while there is no limit to their creativity. Main problem is motivation. So we have made the books, those pedagogies available with you, and then we can see. They can also be refined with the first draft. I think based on Jeevan Vidya, a lot of good content is getting prepared and developed. Right now, we are packaging Shivir for the classrooms. Eventually, we have to develop very age-appropriate content. I'll share the PDFs with you. They're freely available online, and we can dialogue to see what is possible. We can talk about that separately.
Sure, Ankit. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ankit, can I add a word?
Yes, please.
Yeah, but in AP, I think the total curriculum has been not has been translated in Telugu.
I think it has been, yeah.
But it's not. And ఇంకా తీసుకురాలేదు కానీ but it's there. I have seen the PDF and all this.
You're right, because actually, a lot of some of the NGOs which are also part of it, they were contacted by different governments also. In Uttaranchal Logudu, I know Andhra government Logudu, they started off in Pondicherry and some other places. So I heard the translation that happened, and I have not seen the translations. Where we have seen people have just taken the curriculum and gone off, mechanical. But yeah, I think the Telugu translations have happened. I'll check on that. I'll share the PDF links. I'll share it here shortly so they can be transferred forwarded in the group. But it's been a very good experiment. I really enjoyed the happiness curriculum one because I felt that why should a child not have the clarity which I enjoy? So it was very good, and I thought of myself as a student, and I felt, what are the confusions I go through and I should not have? So it's been very nice. And all of you know that government unte chaala pedda program kuda undi, chaala limitations kuda unnai. In some places it's not gone down to the ground very well. But what I see is that education lo koncham fundamental work model kavali, something which is based on content, which is going beyond what right now curriculum has to offer. And down to, I think some steps have been taken with the happiness curriculum. A lot of work still has to be done, but I think it's a good starting step. That's what I think of it is. Successively when it will happen everywhere, and when all the subjects will come under the happiness curriculum. Thank you.
Ankit bhai, this is Shiva. Thank you very much.
Hi Shiva, how are you?
Very good bhaiya. So నేను తెలుగులో అడుగుతాను ఈ క్వశ్చన్ బిహాఫ్ ఆఫ్ మా పార్టిసిపెంట్స్. సో మీరు మీ వైఫ్ ఇద్దరు కూడా జీవన విద్య అటెండ్ అయ్యారు, ఇద్దరు చాలా రోజుల నుంచి జర్నీ చేస్తున్నారు. అంటే ఎంత ఇంపార్టెంట్ వైఫ్ అండ్ హస్బెండ్స్ ఇద్దరికి అర్థం కావటము? మీ ఇద్దరు ఎప్పటికీ గొడవలు అవ్వవా ఇంట్లో? లైక్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఒపీనియన్ రావా? ఏంటి లైక్ అంటే కొంత ఒక మిత్ కూడా ఉంటుంది, మా హస్బెండ్ మా వైఫ్ కూడా ఇది అటెండ్ అయితే బాగుండు అనేది ఒకటి ఎక్కువ చెప్తూ ఉంటారు. సో ఆయన అటెండ్ అవ్వలేదు కాబట్టి ప్రాబ్లం ఆయన నుంచి అనేది ఒక క్వశ్చన్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. సో మీ జర్నీలో మీ ఇన్సైట్స్ ఏంటి?
Very interesting question. Yeah. So I'll share a few things. When I was getting married, I just done a Jeevan Vidya I think so 2 years ago, and Mridhu and me met. We had some similarity in our thoughts. We both wanted to change the world initially. Then we realized we were not changing the world. Then we realized we had to change ourselves first. So then we came across Jeevan Vidya. I do feel she's ahead of me. She's more evolved than me. I still am a bit more conflicted. But when I was getting married, Shiva, that time, I knew that I wanted to marry this person for sure. But I had a question that what is the basis of a good marriage? What should one have? So that time, I spoke to all the facilitators I knew. A lot of senior people I also knew. And that time, I heard that what society tells you, Apadu, that oka manchi marriage person, కొన్ని similarities ఉండాలి. ఏం ఉండాలి? హాబీస్ ఉండాలి, లేకుంటే బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్స్ ఉండాలి, లేకుంటే మేబీ వాల్యూస్ ఉండాలి, లేకుంటే లైఫ్ స్టైల్స్ ఉండాలి. సంథింగ్ దే సే మేక్స్ అ గుడ్ మ్యారేజ్ అప్పుడు. సో ఐ స్టార్టెడ్ లుకింగ్ ఫర్ సిమిలారిటీస్, అండ్ Appudu, and I was just not getting it. Then Ashok Gopala is there, one of the Jeevan Vidya facilitators. He told me something very nice one day. He told me that till now we think that two incomplete individuals, వాళ్ళు వస్తారు ఇంకా they will complete each other. That is my notion of marriage. That whatever unhappiness I have right now, or wherever I'm incomplete, the wife will or the husband will complete that. He was saying that, but what we should look at is that two people who want to be complete in themselves are coming together. They are already on their journey of completing themselves. They want to be better. While the journey will be. When they both come together, then there is a sense of complementarity, not dependency. అది నాకు చాలా హిట్ అయింది, అండ్ ఐ రియలైజ్ దట్ ఇప్పుడు ఐ ఫీల్ అ బిగ్గర్ మైండ్ సెట్ ఆఫ్ మ్యారేజ్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో డిపెండెన్సీ అంటే ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, దట్ దీస్ ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్స్ విల్ గెట్ ఫిల్డ్ అప్ బై దట్ పర్సన్. సో మా ఫోకస్ ఇస్ మోర్ ఆన్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ రిసీవింగ్ ఇన్ ద మ్యారేజ్ రాదర్ దాన్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్. కాంప్లిమెంటారిటీ ఉంటే ఐఎమ్ ఫోకస్డ్ ఆన్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్. Dependency unte I'm focused on what I'm receiving. So Sadhan Bhaiya was one of the senior Jeevan Vidya facilitators. One day he told me that think about it, before marriage two people completely in love with each other, completely, they can't get their eyes off each other, whenever the marriage gets decided, be it arranged or be it love, doesn't matter. And few months after the marriage or few years they can't stand each other. So then how can so much of change happen? It cannot happen that one person has changed. It's actually that our inner notions were not correct, or we did not see the person as the person was. We saw the person, imagining the person doing something else. So that led me to think that right now I also should try and see the person as the person, the way the person is, rather than I want the person to be. So it had to go down to my own expectations. So then I started thinking that where can similarities be? What are the expectations? Then one day I was searching for similarities, and someone told me, look, no two people are similar. Two people cannot have the same choice in tea also. Two people, one husband wants fan in the night, one does not want fan, one wants AC, one does not want AC. Every night you're struggling. So you cannot find similarities in body related things. Where you can find similarities is in values, is in vision. So that led me to think that the first similarity should be of seeing the other one as a human being, wanting to be happy. That I found a major important thing to do. Second is, initially, Shiva, I used to also think, like you said, that it's important that both people have done Jeevan Vidya or they both believe the same thing. Now I feel differently. I feel that Jeevan Vidya, someone has done some philosophy. Intellectually, నా దగ్గర కూడా అదే ఇన్పుట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, మీ దగ్గర కూడా ఉన్నాయి, కానీ that does not mean living లో values లో అది మా దగ్గర ఉంది. So I think a good thing to see is also similarity of values. If we do the same philosophy, what helps is that we have the same grounds to talk on. We have the same parameters. So I feel that, and a lot of people have also maybe, been more forceful of their husband or wife to do Jeevan Vidya, which has become more counterproductive. So now my sense is that I feel people should be given ease, that, relax. This is something I find useful. If you also find it better. And we should not look at agreeing on the same thing. I think that is not a very helpful thing. We should look at having same values. That I also agree this is respect, I also agree this is trust. That should not happen. I also agree Jeevan Vidya is better. We should look at that life is important. It's important to explore. It's important to be reflective. It's important to be trustful. Atlanta, I think value similarity unte, and give that person that space. Once I was going in my room, in my house, when I was in class 7th, from my dining hall to my study room to study. And my mother said, and I was going to study. And she said, are you going to study? No, sorry. I was going from the dining hall to my bedroom to study. And then she told me, go and study. I said, why do you tell me to go and study? I was going to go and study. Now I will not go and study. So I reacted. So I realized that people on that path, sometimes we get a bit hyper and want with them to move faster or agree with something. But I find that letting people be, giving them their pace, and right now instead of telling, we focus on living, we focus on inspiration. So I find that is very helpful. So even if someone has not done Jeevan Vidya, I feel that if we are with a very open bent of mind, we should become examples of how open Jeevan Vidya is, examples of how relaxed and how transparent I'm becoming in my life. I think then it will become curiosity for the other person rather than becoming that pressure that the gawale meeku address cheyale. So now I find that it's more important that communication is better than agreement. Listening is better than both people agreeing. Atlante values that we will keep communicating, we will be trustful, we will be listening. Atlante agreement, disagreement, I think even Jeevan Vidya, people can have two different interpretations of the same thing. But if I got your question right, that even with Mridu and me, I find that even though we are both in Jeevan Vidya, we can still have different issues or different perceptions on many different issues. How to raise a child, what time to get up. They will always be there, those differences. But I think key is a sense of respect. In some values, I feel then the disagreements don't matter, and then dialogue possibility is always there. I feel a good thing is to always have a area of dialogue, even if people have two different philosophies. I think then it will be less issue. If there's no dialogue, then same philosophy, also there will be a lot of conflict. Shiva, that's what I can think of right now.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
have a question from Padmaja garu. పద్మజ గారు అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకుని చెప్పండి.
హలో,
యా వినిపిస్తుందండి.
ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ టు ఆల్. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ అంకిత్ గారు. తెలుగులోనే అడుగుతాను నేను. అంటే మీరు చెప్పారు భావాన్ని స్టడీగా ఉంచుకోగలిగితే, భావాన్ని స్టడీగా ఉంచుకోగలిగితే మనము రిలేషన్షిప్స్ లో ప్రాబ్లం రాదు, ఇన్ ఎనీ ఇష్యూ కూడా. అది స్టడీగా ఉంచుకోవడం అంటే ఏంటి? దాన్ని మీరు ఉంచుకోగలిగారా స్టడీగా? ఆర్ యూ ష్యూర్ నౌ నేను దీని నుంచి అంటే స్టడీనెస్ అనేది నాకు పర్మనెంట్ గా ఉంది అని మీరు చెప్పగలరా? ఒకవేళ అలా చెప్పగలిగితే వాట్ వాజ్ యువర్ జర్నీ టు అచీవ్ దట్ స్టడీనెస్? అంటే మాకు ఈ జీవన్ విద్య సెషన్స్ లో శివ గారు చెప్పారు FIR అని, నాకు ఎప్పుడు గుర్తుంటుంది, ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ, ఇంటెన్సిటీ అండ్ రికరెన్స్. ఇది అది అలాంటివి ఇంటెన్సిటీ అనేది, ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఇవన్నీ తగ్గుతాయా? ఈ స్టడీనెస్ అనేది మనం మొత్తం ఇదంతా క్లియర్ అయిపోతేనే మనకి స్టడీనెస్. ఇట్ షుడెంట్ రికర్, ఇట్ షుడెంట్ బి ఫ్రీక్వెంట్ ఆర్ సో ఇది మీ జర్నీ ఏంటి? మీరు స్టడీగా ఉన్నానని చెప్పగలరా? దానికి టైం పడుతుందా? ఈజ్ ఇట్ స్ట్రక్చర్డ్? ఎంత టైం పడుతుందని చెప్పగలుగుతారా? సో మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది కదా? యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ మై డౌట్.
Yes. So I think key question is that what is my state? How steady am I today? I think is one question.
Yeah, if there is,
what is the method to? Yeah.
Is it method? Is there any method, or is it measurable? Is it concrete? This is what my doubt.
So what are the efforts you put to achieve that?
Right. So firstly, I am right now still a student of this philosophy, and now living low mottam steady put rale. It is still up and down, but it has become better. It has become definitely better, and till I reach full knowledge or anubhava, dan kosam I don't know how many lifetimes or how many years or decades. But irrespective of that, last 10-15 years, every year I can see I'm becoming better and becoming a bit steadier. I feel steadier ante last few months nunchi koncham better aina. Koncham ne chepta, because it's not good to claim too much also. Inka change speed em untadi. I think change speed is very different for everyone else. Something you may be ahead of me, so meeku 1 year padtadi, naaku 10 years padtadi. So there may be a difference. what will take someone 1 year may take someone 10 years. It is also based on effort. It's also based on environment. It's also based on my inner state. Some people are more focused, they do that more. But my key thing is, we talk about the self, or we talk about Jeevan, and I have seen one thing, that wherever our focus goes within ourselves, things become better there. So, like, if we imagine, మేము ఒక మొత్తం డార్క్ రూమ్ లో ఉన్నాం, ఒక్క స్పెక్ ఆఫ్ లైట్ కూడా లేదు, ఇంకా నా చేయిలో ఒక టార్చ్ ఉంది. వెరెవర్ ఐ పుట్ ద టార్చ్ ఆన్, నాకు అది కనబడుతుంది. రెస్ట్ ఆల్ ఐ కాంట్ సీ. So I think we're also like that internally. Our torch is our focus, is our area of observation. Wherever we guide it inside ourselves, I think things become clear then. That is the strength of Jeevan or of self. So as I think, if you ask me if there's a method, I think the only method is that the area of observation, where is that? Right now my area of observation is on the other one, on their behavior. Then my area of observation comes on my behavior, my actions. Then the area of observation shifts to my feeling and my thoughts. When it comes inside, wherever there is observation, appudu things get better automatically. I think that's the nature, the rule of me. Like whenever I put my eyes, naku adi dirt kanabadutundi or cleanliness kanabadutundi. So I just shift my, I think, method. Naku okane ardhamaindi that my observation area has to shift, and na local vaste adi appudu automatically improvement aitadi. Speed I feel varies from person to person, but it needs two things. It needs input. Koncham input kavali. We need input on how to reflect. I need someone with bigger input than me to help me through this process. If I only go by what I have, it's not a limited to me. So one is I have to point the torch inside myself and see. Second is the torch also has to get expanded gradually. Mottam cheekat undi kada room lo, it has to all become bright. So internally, I feel the same thing is that my torch also internally has to be pointed in right direction and has to become brighter. And one thing I've learned is that the fastest way for improvement is to be with person who is more evolved than you. I think how much I read, how much I study, how much I practice is very different from just being with someone superior. If you're with someone superior than us, automatically that things transform much faster. So if I'm with someone who's very healthy, I think living with that person has become healthy. If someone who's got a lot of sayam, a lot of inner discipline, it motivates me for that. Someone who has an inner steady state, it motivates me also. So I feel that one thing I've taken a decision is that to make myself better, I'll try to be around people who are better than me. I feel that is one method I can say. But I'm work in progress. Nalu chaala gaps unnai nadi. I'm nowhere close to continuity, but I feel assurance vachindi, inka some improvements ayinayi. That has given me the confidence that ee study to nee practice lo vastadi, inka guidance to, inka effort to adi qualitatively improve aitadi. Yeah, Padmasagaru, I hope I have got the question. Shivan, Suman, please, if I missed something, please help me.
Yes. మీరు చెప్పింది యాప్ట్గా ఉంది. అంటే నాకు అనిపించింది ఏంటంటే మన భావ్ స్థిరంగా ఉండడం అనేది షుడెంట్ బి ద టార్గెట్. ఐ థింక్ అది టార్గెట్ గా పెట్టుకుంటే అది స్థిరంగా ఉంటుంది అనేది మనం చెప్పలేము. బట్ వాట్ ద ప్రాసెస్, ఈ భావం స్థిరంగా ఉండాలి అంటే వర్కౌట్ ఏదైతే చేస్తామో అది మనలో స్థిరంగా ఉండాలని నేను అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఎందుకంటే మీరు చెప్పిన ఇన్సిడెంట్ బస్ లో, వాట్ యు ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ విత్ దట్ గర్ల్ టేకింగ్ యువర్ సీట్ అండ్ వాట్ యు గాన్ త్రూ యువర్ థాట్స్, బికాస్ దే హ్యాపెన్ టు మీ ఆల్సో. We experience that feeling in the beginning, and then after the thought process will come to the state of steadiness. So I think అంటే నా ఉద్దేశంలో ఇది స్టడీగా ఉండడం అనేది పాసిబుల్ కాదేమో. దిస్ ఇస్ మై డౌట్. స్టడీగా ఉండడము, భావ స్థిరంగా ఉండడం అనేది మన చేతిలో ఉండదేమో. బట్ దిస్ ప్రాసెస్ కెన్ బి ఫోకస్డ్. మన మీద మనం ఈ ప్రాసెస్ ని ఎంత షార్ట్ గా, సో ఆ ఫీలింగ్ అనేది మనల్ని డిస్టర్బ్ చేయకుండా, హార్మోనీ డిస్టర్బ్ చేయకుండా ఉండడం అనే పీరియడ్ మనం షార్ట్ అండ్ చేసుకోవచ్చేమో అని నేను అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ అపోజింగ్ యూ. కానీ నాకు ప్రాక్టీస్ లో అనిపించింది ఇది కష్టము అని అనిపించింది. భావం స్థిరంగా ఉండడం అనేది చాలా కష్టం అని అనిపించింది. బట్ సో ఇట్స్ కంటిన్యూస్ ప్రాసెస్ అనే అనిపించింది నాకు. వీ కాంట్ టేక్ ఇట్ ఫర్ గ్రాంటెడ్ అండ్ జస్ట్ సిట్ బ్యాక్ అండ్ రిలాక్స్ విత్ లైఫ్ అని
Absolutely. It
అనిపించింది.
has to be, yeah, it is a lot of work. It's very hard work. In fact, మీరు అన్నారు కదా మా చేతిలో రావాలి. I think that is the main issue. Right now, ఆ మా చేతిలో ఎందుకు లేదు? Because భావ్ స్థిర్ మా objective లేదు. మా objective ఉంది, the other one should listen to me. అది మా objective ఉంది ఇప్పుడు. But if the objective is that even if I'm wrong, I want the other one to listen to me. Gradually it shifts that I should become better. So I feel objective, I feel adi undi. Ma chetlo ma bhav sthirta ravale. I think that is the objective. But one more thing I want to add, when as gradually, let's also take it incrementally. 0 to 100 ante digital 0 to 100 kaadu. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Idi kudu progress undi. And we should recognize and appreciate very small progress. One more thing I forgot mentioning earlier, that when our bhav is still, conflict vaste ma daggara clarity untadi. Bhav still unte. Bhav still lekunte ma clarity potadi. We don't know how to solve the conflict. Inka main bigger mess create chestam. So automatically bhav still a big advantage is that a problem the solution maaku kanapadtadi. Appudu ma daggara solution untadi. Right now big issue is that bhav sthir lekunte clarity also potadi. So bhav sthir and clarity also go hand in hand. Bhav sthir cheste clarity maintain aitadi. That's another thing I've seen. So it helps us not create more issues and helps us resolve. Eppudu react cheyali, eppudu jodu adi. In fact, from behavior it moves to very inner things also. And gradually I also find we like to be people around who have inner stable bhav. So we also become like that, and I feel we become naturally attractive for other people also. That's something I also noticed. But
We have a question
a lot of
from
work and hard work.
Ravindra. Yeah, we have a question from Ravindra.
నమస్తే అండి, నేను రవీంద్ర. 2-3 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, కానీ మొదటిది తెలుగులో పుస్తకాలు ట్రాన్స్లేషన్స్ రావడం అతి ముఖ్యమైనది. ఎందుకంటే మాస్ లెవెల్లో తీసుకెళ్లాలంటే హిందీ కొద్దిగా కొంచెం కష్టంగా ఉంది. మాస్ లెవెల్లో కనీసం చాలా మంది కలిసి ఒక ప్లాన్డ్ గా చేయగలిగితే బేసిక్ పుస్తకాలన్నా మనం తెలుగులో తీసుకురావాలి. అట్లాగే రెండవది, ఆల్ ఓవర్ ఇండియాలో ఒక చిన్న బుల్లెట్ మ్యాగజైన్, బుల్లెట్ జీవన్ విద్య బుల్లెట్ తీసుకొస్తే త్రూఅవుట్ ది ఇండియాలో అది మంచి ప్రభావం చూపిస్తుంది. అందట్లో చిన్న మ్యాగజైన్ అయినా తీసుకొస్తే మంత్లీ, అట్లీస్ట్ మంత్లీ, అది మొత్తం చాలా మంది వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు కాబట్టి ఈ రకంగా కొంచెం ఇంగ్లీష్ లో అయినా పర్లేదు, ఇంగ్లీష్ లోనే ఉంటే బెటర్, బాగుంటుందని నా అభిప్రాయం. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Yeah, thanks అండి.
ప్రదీప్ గారు చాలా పని చేస్తున్నారు.
సరిత గారు కూడా ఏదో క్వశ్చన్ ఉన్నట్టుంది. సరిత గారు.
సార్ నమస్కారం. సార్ నమస్కారం అండి అందరికి. ఏం అనుకోపోతే చిన్న అభిప్రాయం చెప్తానండి. మీరు అస్సలు ఏం అనుకోకూడదు అనుకున్నంటే నేను చెప్తానండి, పర్వాలేదంటే చెప్తాను. హలో,
చెప్పండి.
ఏం లేదండి, ఇప్పుడు జీవన్ విద్యలో ఇప్పుడు 4 levels ఆఫ్ హార్మోనీ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి, నేచర్ తో కూడా మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి, మనతో మనం, సొసైటీతోనూ, ఫ్యామిలీతోనూ, నేచర్ తోనూ అన్నారు కదా. ఇప్పుడు నాది ఒకటే ఒక అభిప్రాయం, అంటే మన ఆర్గనైజేషన్ మిషన్ కి కొంతవరకు సంబంధించిందే కాబట్టి ఈ అభిప్రాయం స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ గా మీరందరూ రిసీవ్ చేసుకునే వాళ్ళు కాబట్టి నేను చెప్తున్నా, రిసెప్టివ్ ఎనఫ్ కాబట్టి నేను జస్ట్ షేర్ చేసుకుంటున్నాను. ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు హైయెస్ట్ లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ రిఫైన్డ్ హ్యాపీనెస్ కానీ, లివింగ్ కానీ, ఈ స్కిల్స్ కానీ అన్నిటి గురించి డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాం. కరెక్టే, చాలా అవసరం, చాలా చాలా అవసరం. కాకపోతే నా ఉద్దేశం ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇన్ని సెషన్స్ ఇన్ని సక్సెస్ఫుల్ గా ఇంత పెడుతున్నాము, ఇప్పుడు మనకి నేచరే కొద్దిగా అగైనిస్ట్ గా ప్రాబ్లమాటిక్ గా ఉందనుకోండి, నేచర్ తో హార్మోనీలో ఉండకపోవడం వలన హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ అసలు మన ఎగ్జిస్టెన్సే క్వశ్చన్ మార్క్ గా మారినప్పుడు ఈ రిఫైన్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ సోషల్ స్కిల్స్, పర్సనల్ స్కిల్స్, లైఫ్ స్కిల్స్ ఇవన్నీ ఉండవు కదా. మనమే లేకపోతే జీవమే లేకపోతే, ప్రాణమే లేకపోతే ఈ బ్యాలెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఈ లైఫ్ సైకిల్, ఫుడ్ సైకిల్, ఈ ప్రకృతిలో బ్యాలెన్స్ లేకపోతే, సో నా చిన్న సజెషన్, అభిప్రాయం, ఇష్టమైతే తీసుకోండి, లేకపోతే వదిలేసేయండి. నా ఉద్దేశం ఏంటంటే అసలు ఆ నేచర్ తో బ్యాలెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేసి అసలు మన ఫిజికల్ ఎగ్జిస్టెన్స్ ని కొంతవరకు చాలా కాలం వరకు గ్యారంటీ చేసినప్పుడే మనం ఈ రిఫైన్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎమోషనల్ అండ్ లైఫ్ స్కిల్స్ గురించి మాట్లాడుకోగలం. కాబట్టి నా ఉద్దేశం ఏంటంటే కనీసం సెషన్ లో సగం ఏదన్నా కానీ ఆ నేచర్ తో బ్యాలెన్స్ గురించి ప్రాక్టికల్ టిప్స్ అనో, లేకపోతే సజెషన్స్ అనో, లేకపోతే ఓరియంటేషన్ అనో పెడితే కనుక అసలు ఆ ఫిజికల్ ఎగ్జిస్టెన్స్ ఉంటేనే మనం వీటన్నిటి గురించి మాట్లాడుకోగలం అని నా ఉద్దేశం అన్నమాట. తప్పైతే క్షమించండి, నాకు అంతమించి వేరే ఉద్దేశం లేదు. అసలంటూ మనం బతికితే ఆ బ్యాలెన్స్ తో మిగతా ప్రాణులతో, యానిమల్స్ తో, ప్లాంట్స్ తో బతికితే కనుక అప్పుడు మనం ఈ లైఫ్ స్కిల్స్ గురించి ఎన్నైనా మాట్లాడుకోవచ్చు. మనం అంటూ ఉంటే వాటితో బ్యాలెన్స్ ఉండి సుఖంగా హెల్తీగా ఉంటాయి. లేకపోతే వీటన్నిటి గురించి మనం అనుకోలేం కదండి. మనమే లేకపోతే, వాటితో బ్యాలెన్స్ లేకపోతే, అవి మనం సుఖంగా లేకపోతే. తప్పైతే క్షమించండి, ఇది నా అభిప్రాయం అండి. ఎక్కువ టైం తీసుకున్నాను, ఏమనుకోవద్దండి. దట్స్ ఆల్.
థ్యాంక్స్ సరిత గారు. నేను జస్ట్ వన్ థింగ్ ముందు యాడ్, జీవన్ విద్య ముందు నేను చాలా ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ లో పనిచేస్తాను, మొత్తం ఫెయిల్ అయింది. ఎందుకు అయింది అంటే వీ థింక్ దట్ ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ రైట్ చేస్తే అన్ని మంచిగా అయితే, కానీ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ వాస్ ఆల్రెడీ రైట్, వీ వర్ లివింగ్ విత్ హార్మనీ విత్ నేచర్. ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఏంటి అంటే హ్యూమన్ మైండ్ చాలా పెద్ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ అయింది. And if two people do not know how to live with each other, if a person does not know how to live with each other, then they cannot take care of anyone else. Then they will parishan chestaru. So problem ippude internally mem time bombs అయిపోయినాం. ఆ time bombs ఎప్పుడు explode అయితే తెలియదు. ఇంకా if I am not happy, then I will want to consume more, I will use more resources, environment ఎక్కువ డ్యామేజ్ అవుతుంది. If my relationship is not good, we can't share one computer, we can't share one TV, then we'll have two TVs. Meeku kosam naku kosam. So family members lo ade, family members can't travel together in one car, they can't share resources. Oka village lo rendu tractor avasam untadi, కానీ 20 tractors undi. Emante adi show kavale, na దగ్గర tractor undi. Inka resources are getting more consumed because my relationships satisfy ledu. దాని కోసం until people find inner peace, I feel they will not be able to take care of environment. The moment they find some inner peace, they will immediately take care of environment and society. So I feel nature was already there, it was sustainable. Internally problem ayindi, confusion ayindi, dan kosam main nature ko paar chesindi. Idi local correct aite, nature di guru correct aitadi, sustainable aitadi. Otherwise, if people don't find inner peace, they will not change their lifestyle. They will say that we will keep consuming, మేము ఇది చేస్తాం, మీరు చూసుకోండి ఏం చేయాలి. So I agree with you, we have to preserve nature, but I feel that till we work on people's mindset, communication skills, interpersonal skills, bhav, feel sense of happiness within, without that we cannot create happiness outside. So adi definitely I agree, that is my understanding till now, but we have to work on all fronts. I agree.
సార్ ఒకే ఒక చిన్న ఎడిషన్ సార్, చాలా క్లుప్తంగా చెప్తాను. మీరు అన్ని కరెక్ట్ సార్, నాకు అర్థమైంది, నాకు అది ఉద్దేశం అర్థమైంది, ఆ ఇన్నర్ పీస్ ఉండాలని. కాకపోతే ఇక్కడ విషయం ఏంటంటే మనం ఇన్నర్ పీస్ కోసం మన కోట్ల కొద్ది మనుషుల ఇన్నర్ పీస్ కోసం వర్క్ చేయడం కరెక్టే, కానీ ఏంటంటే ఈ లోపల వీఆర్ సిట్టింగ్ ఆన్ ఏ టికింగ్ టైం బాంబ్, అండ్ వాళ్ళన్నీ చచ్చిపోతున్నాయండి. ప్లాంట్స్, యానిమల్స్, వాళ్ళకి అసలు లైఫే ఉండట్లా. అంటే కనీసం హైయెస్ట్ లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ పర్ఫెక్షన్ వచ్చే వరకు వెయిట్ చేయడం కంటే సగం ఇది సగం అది చేస్తే కనుక
we should not wait, we should work. But మీరు ఒక ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేయండి, మీ neighborhood లో పోయి please go and tell this to everyone and see what they will say. They will say that we will see what will happen. Right now I want to sit and watch my Netflix latest film show. So we should definitely work. I completely agree, and I find that the more we motivate people within, they will work better. So I think we should work both, but many people refuse to work on that. They feel that if you ask them to work for nature, you want them to go and become Adiwana, go and sit inside caves. So I agree with you, we should do both. We should do this, we should do that also.
And sir,
but more we work internally, the faster work will happen.
కరెక్టే సార్.
Yes, Sarita, I think ఇంకా మనకి టైం కూడా అయింది. సో యువర్ పాయింట్ ఈస్ వెల్ టేకెన్, అండర్స్టూడ్. సో మనం నెక్స్ట్ సెషన్ లో అది కంటిన్యూ చేద్దాము. అండ్ రవీంద్ర గారు, యా థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ యర్ సజెషన్స్ అండి. బట్ అలాంటి ఏమైనా అప్డేట్స్ ఉన్నా విల్ డెఫినెట్లీ షేర్ తెలుగులోకి కంటెంట్ కానీ లేదా న్యూస్ లెటర్ కానీ ఆల్ ఓవర్ ఇండియా. అది డెఫినెట్లీ ఆల్ ఓవర్ ఇండియా ఒక సమ్మేళనని కైండ్ ఆఫ్ యాన్యువల్ మీటింగ్ లాంటిది జరుగుతుందండి. విల్ షేర్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అబౌట్ దాట్ ఆల్సో గోయింగ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. But I think we have run out of time, and we should thank our facilitator for this session. So thank you so much, Ankit, for taking time out of your schedule and joining our team and sharing your experience with all the participants today. It was really interesting, and I enjoyed the session too, and especially all the practical aspects of the session really are going to make us reflect and recharge us for more days to come. So thank you, and looking forward to more support and participation from your side to our team. Yeah. Thanks, Ankit.
Thank you so much.
Thanks on behalf of all our participants and the team.
Yeah. Thanks all of you also for having me over. Thank you so much.
All right, so let's ఇక్కడ స్టాప్ చేద్దామండి. Wish you all a good day and the rest of the week ahead.